Salt, one of the most important ingredients that you will have in your kitchen. Salt has been an important ingredient throughout history. Wars have been fought over salt. Salt has been used as money. Every cuisine that you look at around the world incorporates salt. We as humans need salt. Too little leads to certain health conditions. Too much, well, you're going to have high blood pressure. And we can look around the world at how much salt is influencing health outcomes. But salt in moderation is very good because it helps balance out your internal systems that require salt. Blood, for example, has a ton of salt in it, right? And also when you sweat salt. So, have you ever thought about how important salt is in your kitchen? There are a variety of salts out there that help make you a better cook. And today I'm going to break down 4 types of salt that I use in my kitchen. Stay tuned. Greetings everybody, Brian Singh here from Brian's Table. And today I'm going to go over the salts that I use in my kitchen. Salt is an essential ingredient in most dishes, and the type of salt that you use would alter the flavors that are going to be in that dish. And I'm also going to emphasize is that specific types of salt have specific types of purposes. One thing that most of us grew up on is that Morton salt with the little girl with the umbrella on it, and it is iodized. I'm not a big fan of iodized salt. It's got its place in time. So I have developed a repertoire of salts that I use in my kitchen. Let's get to it. The first salt that I love to use is kosher salt. This one. And it is a flakier salt, and you could use it almost like regular iodized salt, but its main purpose is for cooking meat. Anytime that you have to salt meat to put on the grill or to pan fry or even roast in the oven, you typically are going to use kosher salt. It's a little less saline than regular salt, but because it's not iodized, it doesn't take on water as easily, so therefore it forms that nice crustiness on the outside of the meat when you sear it, and it brings a lovely flavor to the experience. One thing that I do here is I keep my kosher salt with black pepper, which I refer to as my Dalmatian blend, and it's there ready for me to salt meat whenever I'm ready. The other type of salt here that is more of my common everyday salt, it is Himalayan pink salt. There's a lot of great rock salts out there. This one, it's readily available. I like it because it has a little bit more minerality to it, and I find it's a good general purpose salt that adds just a little hint of umami to whatever you're cooking. The next 2 salts are a little bit more specialized. The first one, it is finishing salts. These are salts you don't want to cook with. These are salts that you want to put on a dish when it's ready to be served. These are what we, as I said, are referred to as finishing salts. There are 2 types I keep in my kitchen. One here, it is Maldon salt. It is a sea salt. And the other one, it is this one, it's Fleur de Sel. These are all done from methods where the seawater is brought into tanks, the water is evaporated, and they take off the salt crystals off the top. They are much flakier, and they impart a lovely little bit of salt at the end. You know, think of it like the caviar of salt. The last salt that I keep in my kitchen is coarse pickling salt. I do a lot of canning. When I mean canning, I do that in mason jars. If you do it in glass, does that still make it canning? I don't know. All right, let's work with that. But it is a much coarser salt, and it is really good because we use a lot of salt in preserving foods when you are putting them in mason jars. And what you find is that the flavor of this salt is much more neutral, so it's really good for making a brine. So when you think about what you're cooking and what your needs are, I want you to think about the salt that you have, because in knowing what type of salt is best for a particular type of dish, it will make you a better cook, and it will help you taste the world just a little bit better.